Okay, these are important for you to know. A function is a special relation in which each element of the domain, what is the domain? What are we talking about? The x value is associated with only one element in the range. So in normal language, it means for every x value, there is only one y value. Nee? Vir elke x waarde is daar net een y waarde. The opposite is not true. A y value can have two x values that relates to it. Prime example, a parabola. Nee? For a parabola, if you look at a y value, so you draw a horizontal line, do you agree that it cuts the parabola at two places? So that one y value has two corresponding x values. Nee? To test if something is a function, we use the vertical line test. The vertical line test is literally when you draw a graph, we know that this is a graph. And we know that this is a graph. Okay, let's just look at two of the graphs or the functions that we have worked with. If you take your ruler, kom nou, en jy sit hom verticaal neer, and as you move it along the function, do you see that it is only intercepting the function at one point? So vir elke y waarde het hy net een x waarde. Nee, andersom, vir elke x waarde het hy net een y waarde. Selfe hier, met ander woorde, can confirm die hyperbool is 'n funksie. Okay? As ons kyk na die parabool, if I start there, as I move along the x-axis, do you see that it only intercepts once? In other words, it only has one y value. So die vertikale lyntoets is letterlik wanneer jy jou liniaal vat en al met die grafiek afgaan en kyk, as hy oral net op een plek sny, dan is hy 'n funksie. Which graph did we do that is not a function? Exponential is a function. Kom ons kyk. Sien julle soos ons met hom afbeweeg, sny oral net een keer. Also not a straight line. We did one more graph. We did it this year. Yes, a circle. It is a graph. Nee? Hy het 'n y en 'n x waarde in. So hy's 'n grafiek, maar hy's nie 'n funksie nie. Because if we do this, it cuts twice. So it doesn't pass the vertical line test. Good, good. In calculus this year, you guys will be doing it looks sort of like a double parabola. This is a graph to the third degree. So in other words, instead of having x to the power of 2, it has a x to the power of 3 in. Is this a function?
No. X value there's a y value. There's one y. There's two y.
3 x's. Volt. Okay, let's put the ruler on. Cutting ones, cutting ones, cutting ones, cutting ones, cutting ones. So is it a function? Yes. Onthou, ons draai hom nie so nie. Vir elke y waarde mag daar meer as een x waarde wees. So for this y value, it cuts the graph 3 times. But that doesn't disqualify it from being a function. It's allowed to have more than one x value for each y value, but not the other way around. But if you don't want to confuse yourself, just use the vertical line test. Dis makliker. Moet net nie jou liniaal verkeerd omdraai nie. Okay. Good, so that's bullet 1 of 4 pages done. No, I'm lying. 2 bullets. Okay, goed. So hulle sê vir jou byvoorbeeld AB, die lyn AB, sny die reguit lyn grafiek by slegs 1 punt. Met ander woorde, elke x waarde word geassosieer met slegs 1 y waarde. Dis stel die reguit lyn grafiek 'n funksie met die vergelyking f van x. We normally say mx plus c, but you guys get the idea. So it's important that you understand all functions are graphs, but not all graphs are functions. I know. A graph is when you can draw something, né? Jy kan 'n sirkel gaan teken. Right? But just because you can draw it doesn't mean it is a function. For that you have to use the vertical line test. Okay. Yeah? Okay, daar verloor ons julle. Well, it was fun while it lasted. Okay, there they also have the example of the circle, and as we said, the circle is a graph, but it is not a function. A function is one-to-one if there is only one x value for each y value. So for this, oopsie. Now we're looking at it passed the vertical line test. So now we can say it is a function. Right? So we use the vertical line test. Now we can confirm it is a function. Now we need to say what type of a function is it. So ons kry twee verskillende tipes funksies. Mens kry 1 tot 1 funksie en mens kry 'n baie tot 1 funksie. One to one or many to one. Who can give me an example of a one-to-one function? A one-to-one function is when for each y value you only have one x value. Straight line. Another one? Exponential. Any ander ene? A hyperbole. Okay? The only many-to-one function that we have done thus far is the parabola. And I'll show you why now. Okay? So when you change the direction of your ruler, straight line, hyperbole, exponentiële grafiek, parabole. Why am I not looking at the circle? I can't class the circle as a type of function because it is to start with not a function. But you agree that all four of these that we have done so far, they are functions. They passed the first test, so they are functions. Now, we change the direction of our ruler. Dit is nou 'n horisontale lijntoets. Okay. And now, if it cuts only once, it's called a one-to-one function. Do you see everywhere it cuts only once? So die reguit lyn is 1 tot 1. Die hyperbole is 1 tot 1. Die exponentiële grafiek is 1 tot 1. But the parabola, and you don't say 2 to 1. You say many to 1. Meaning more than one. Okay. So al drie daai boonstes is 'n 1 tot 1 funksie en die parabool is 'n baie tot 1 funksie. Okay, if I show you the one that we're going to do later this year. You see it cuts 3 times. So what will this be?
Many to one.
A many to one. Okay. Good. And there they say that the horizontal line test for a one-to-one function. Oh, sorry, gaan ek aan na bladsy 3 in plaas van bladsy 2. En nou wys hulle vir julle die twee voorbeelde wat ons ook nou deurgegaan het. 'n Eksponensiële grafiek is 'n 1 tot 1 funksie en by 'n parabool is die funksie baie tot 1. Wat so 'n bietjie van 'n oordrywing is, daar's net 2, maar ons noem hom nog steeds baie tot 1. Okay, Then when we're looking at notation, these you don't have to worry about so much. You just need to understand them. Whether we are saying f of x, which is the one we normally use, or we can write it like this. We are saying the same thing. Okay, maar baie keer sê hulle vir jou die funksie in terme van x beeld af na, and then they can say x squared plus 3x plus 2, for instance. That is exactly the same as writing it like this. So die belangrike ding wat julle daar moet verstaan is net dat as hulle om vir jou gee soos in daai boonste ene, you see that, you don't panic, you read it as it is in the second line. Okay. Because they like being not like that. It's the same as like the intervals. You can choose which one you write your answer in, but whichever interval form I give you, whether I just say y is bigger than or equal to 9, or whether I say y is blokaki 9, la 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 la, you have to understand both, no? Because both of those are mathematical notation. But it is sort of going out of fashion, the whole pyltjie thing. So we don't see it often anymore. Okay. En dan, dit weet julle al lankal, hulle gebruik baie keer ander letters soos G en H om funksies te benoem. Quick ad break here. Why do you think we use other letters as well? To do the opposite of that. If you have more than one function on the same axis, then they give them different names. So they call the one F, the other one G, the other one H. Okay? Now let's quickly talk about your test. You can't call every angle you want theta. They can't all be theta. You are going to lose marks. Okay? So as ons werk met hoeke, moet jy of sê hoek ABC, or you have to indicate on your sketch, I'm working with this one theta, this one beta, this one whatever, whatever. Because some of you say theta, 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 which isn't right. Okay, good. And now, finally, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting to grade 12.